Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's in the 70s, so that's like a perfect temperature for a walk. And it's very pleasant out. There's a slight wind even in the sunlight, so I'm in a good place. However, I think it was Mark Twain who said the only time we were safe was when Congress was in recess. Well, they're back again. And they have their plate full of things that it looks like they can't agree on, including how we keep the government open. How do we set the debt limit? How do we have a continuing resolution? This fight's been going on for so many years. You would think they would follow that old prescription, plan ahead, maybe. So what about the budget reconciliation bill in the Senate that is the way to go around the 60 vote requirement for any other kind of bill? And the answer is it's in tough shape, because that $3.5 trillion is kind of being blocked, at least in that amount, if you take them at their word, by the S&M gang, Sinema and Manchin. And if it's that they're upset because it includes taxes for those who earn more than $400,000 and the very wealthy, they probably won't admit to that, but that's part of it. And Manchin is also, if you will, the senator for fossil fools. He carries their water, which is ironic, pretty dirty water, and putrefied air. And so he's a sorry person to be on a bill that has anything to do with environmentalism. Now, in immigration, we have another problem there. They tried to squeeze immigration into the reconciliation bill. You find the financial hook for that. And the parliamentarians said no, so now they're looking for another way to do it. Well, let's step back. This is a bill that appears to be going nowhere. We're going to keep us in suspense, and then we're going to point the fingers at the Republicans, and then the Republicans are going to point the finger back at us because of the so-called bipartisan $1 trillion bill that Biden and Democrats and Republicans agreed to. They'll say, well, see, you don't want to do anything with us. You have this chance to go forward. So there'll be pressure on Pelosi as the Speaker of the House from the moderate wing of her party, and the Republicans will attack her for not approving it, and not all Republicans are for it. So this is how we make, hot dogs. You should never watch it. Well, the truth is we have to watch it more, because this is not a sustainable system. This has got to change. Now, in the category of what in the world could he say to him, Biden is going to call Macron, the head of France, after screwing them out of the submarine deal in Australia that prompted France to withdraw. What is he going to say? You'll get the next one. How about you come to the Lincoln bedroom? What is he going to say to him? It's just, I don't know. These people live in a bubble of false reality, and they just do these insane things. Now, let's talk about the pandemic for a moment. Good news, it looks like we're on a path to get vaccines for children. That's critically important, and that can't happen soon enough. It has to be done safely. In the meantime, keep your kids home. If they're under 12 and they don't have a vaccine, over 12, keep them home. Go to distance learning. Ignore me, but that's what I'd do. Now, here's the other problem, though. For those states in the lower 48 that disregard the notion of being vaccinated, well, they are taking up hospital beds and denying to other people not only care, but in some cases prompting death because these people can't get treatments. And there are stories in the press, you can read them. So we're having to ration out care, and those who are irresponsible for themselves are taking the beds from other people who did get vaccinated and who are taking care of themselves. Can you believe this stuff? Now, in the category of environmentalists, we have the salmon out in California because of the drought suffering, and that's because of global warming. And we have fires challenging our giant redwoods. So, we really should be paying more careful attention to these things, but we're not. Whoops, are you there? And sorry, I stumbled a little bit. It does happen. Now, in the case of, I don't know, unintended consequences, or didn't you think more before you did it? We have people who once lived in Haiti and who left there years ago, and they went to Chile, and then they marched 4,500 miles from Chile to the Mexican border. And yes, they were from Haiti. And so, as part of our policy to deal with Haitians who have amassed involuntarily or voluntarily fleeing Haiti, these Haitians from Chile were put on a plane and sent to Haiti. Not back to Chile, which would be bad, but to a place where they haven't lived for many years. And that's just the way it is, Sam. Sorry. There's a spot of good news. Those of us who were very upset about how they were attacking so many dolphins, 1,500 they killed in the Faroe Islands. Because of you and me and everybody else, there's been such an uproar that they're going to cut back next year. They're not going to stop it. They're going to cut back. There are some instances where dolphin are killed because they're considered competitors with the fishermen, and they don't want the dolphins eating the catch they prefer to catch to sell. That's our world. So I want to say this is a Monday. These are the diverse things going on. If you haven't heard a podcast for Sunday, I suggest you do. I think John and I are kind of hitting a groove and having a give and take that's fun to listen to, and I think informative. So tomorrow I'll be out here again. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.